Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to go into lesson 3 of hands-on equations. So in your notability, we are going to write lesson 3, and the skill that we're going to work on today is take away x. That's the thing that we're going to learn today. And again, we're going to do example B. We're going to cut our paper in half. On one side, we're going to have the problem. On the other side, we're going to have the check. Okay, so the same process that we did in lesson 2. Now we're going to take what we learned in lesson 2, and we're going to add that new skill, that take away x. So I would actually put lesson 3 on your notes because you know that it's lesson 3. And I would also put what move you're going to do. And the reason why I say that is students get confused when we're looking at lesson 2 or lesson 3. What did you learn from lesson 2? What did you learn in lesson 3? It gets confusing. So if you write it down, it makes it a little bit easier. Okay? So if I go into my hands-on equations, and I go into lesson 3, okay? This is the problem that we're going to have. So go ahead and write down this problem. You do not need the app at this time. You just need to write your notes, okay? So you're going to write 3x plus 2 equals 2x plus 14. That's what you're going to write in your notes. Okay, now we're going to write the expanded form. So how many x's are there if I have 5x? 5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5x. And then I'm going to add a 2, so that would be a 2 cubed. And then a 2x plus 14. Now I don't have a 14 cubed, so I'm going to write 10 and 4. I would just write 14. I just write 14. Okay? So you can write that expanded. Now, I can take away x's, correct? How many x's can I take away from both sides? Okay? Well, I know I can take 1. I know I can take 2. Can I take more than 2? No, because again, what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I can take 2 from the left-hand side, and I can take 2 from the right-hand side. Now watch how we do this in our notes. So I'm going to go back to this, and remember the problem was 5x plus 2 equals 2x plus 14. And then we expanded it. So we have x plus x plus x plus x plus x plus 2 equals x plus 14. Now this is how you take away the 2. You're going to go minus 2x minus 2x. And that's what I physically did on my app. And that's what I'm going to encourage you to do it when you do your assignment, is physically do it on the app and then write it down. So left over then, I have 3 x's on my left-hand side, and I have 14 on my right-hand side. Okay? All I can do right now is take away my x's. So now, what do you think x equals? 4. Think it's 4? Okay, I'm going to circle it. Now my check. Again, I'm going to write the original problem. Some of you still aren't doing that. So I'm going to write 5x plus 2 equals 2x plus 14. So I'm going to physically write the original problem down. I'm going to take out my x and put in 4. And again, I have to put parentheses around it because if I don't, it's going to look like 54, and I don't want it to be 54. Okay, so now what do I do first when I solve these? Do I multiply or add? I'm going to multiply. So I get 20 plus 2 equals 8 plus 14, and then I add. I get 22 equals 22, and it will work. Please use the app when you're doing this. physically take away the pawns. If you don't, you're not going to totally understand what's going on in the problem. Okay? All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on, and I'm going to do exercise C. Extend this down. Exercise C, or example C. Okay. I'm going to go back to my app, and it kind of kicks me out, so I've just got to make sure that I go back through it. Okay, I've got 2x plus x plus 4 equals 4x plus 1. Okay, so you're going to write down the original problem. Now the 2x means what? I have 2 x's. So 2x plus x plus equals what? 4 x's. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus a 1. Okay, notice how I set that up. So when you see 3x, you know that I've got 3 x's there. Okay, or if I've got 4x, I got 4 x's there. Okay, how many x's can I take from each side? How many pawns? 3. So I'm going to take 1 from each side, 2 from each side, 3 from each side. And that's where we get the hands-on equations. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my Notability, and I'm going to write the original problem. So it was 2x plus 4 equals 4x plus 1. I'm going to expand it like I did in lesson 2. I'm going to take away 3x from each side. I end up with 4 equaling x plus 1. Look at how easy that is. So x ends up being, what do you think? You think it's 3. Okay? Now I'm going to do my check. I'm going to use my original problem. You're going to notice that this starts being fun in a weird sort of way. It's not like, hey guys, I'm going to go out and do some math today, but it's not real painful. It's pretty easy. Okay? So what is the first step that I'm going to do? Okay, so I took out my x and I put in my 3. And then what? Multiply. So 2 times 3 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. And again, one step at a time from left to right. So I'm going to go 6 plus 3. I can bring that 12 and 1 together. End up with 13 equals 13. Again, it's order of operations, so it's from left to right. Right? So you add from left to right. And you always multiply before you add or subtract. Okay? So that's example C. So what I want you to do is I want you to fill out your sheet of paper. Again, your name, first and last, in the upper right-hand corner. Your hour, lesson 3, problems 1 through 10. And then you can go ahead and do it like you did lesson 2. Now, I know I assigned lesson 2 and lesson 3 today. I get that. Tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're just going to do one of the lessons, so you'll have extra time during class. Okay?